Hello there, welcome back to Simon's Shed. It's time for something I haven't done for a little while, and that is a loco review. It's a first, in terms of it's the first DMU I've reviewed, and it's also a first for another reason. This is the DMU, it's Class 108, Graham Farish in BR Blue, and if I show you the end of the box, you'll see why it is a very special review. So it's 371876DS, Class 108 2-car DMU in BR Blue, but the S stands for DCC sound, fitted by the factory. I think it's a first for British N-gauge, ready to run, sound fitted straight from the box. So I think what we're going to do, because I can't wait any longer, is we'll do all the normal stuff like the instructions and having a close look at the detail and so on. But really, I just want to have a quick play with the sound first of all, just because I can't wait, basically. I'm literally going to ignore any instructions for now, and any detailing bits for the moment. And gently get the models out. Right, let's give it a try. This should be engine start. Certainly sounds like it. That is awesome. I'll do this properly with I'll do this again later and show it and not talk all over it so you can hear them properly, but just wanted to try it out quickly. That is fantastic. Right, let's see if we can pull it away and then we'll get back to the main review. Right, let's get back to the regularly scheduled program. Where are the instructions? Very briefly, we've got a warranty, we've got the Collectors Club joining form, we've got the warranty request form, and we've got some bits about maintenance and care, usual stuff, running in lubrication, DCC curves, second radius augurator. I think there is a more specific one in the other book. We have a Class 108 DMU. Sorry if you can hear the rain on the shed roof, it's just started chucking it down. We have a Class 108 DMU bit of info, and that has more specific info on the curves. 10.5 recommended, it will go around 9-inch curves. We'll test that out in a sec. How to remove the body and how to lubricate, and always good to see where to fit the extra detailing parts, because I wouldn't have necessarily known that. And DCC sound, see the other sheet, and an exploded diagram in case you want to take it to bits. And finally we have this bit of instructions which is specific to the DCC sound, and it does tell you things about how to sort of accelerate it smoothly to get the most realistic sound possible. And I've just noticed it does tell you about the decoder that's actually fitted in there. Yeah, there's a bit about it tells you sort of how the engine worked in terms of how it changed gear and spooled up and stuff. So that's specific to the sound model. Yeah, it tells you about how it coasts and how the sound file was created. So obviously not going to read all that, and usefully it does tell you what all of the sounds do, and as you can see it goes from 0 to 21, and we've even got Beethoven's 5th Symphony on the horns. So we'll try all those out later on. So let's take a look at the detailing bits. We've got the chip, I assume that's just the DC sort of chip blanking plate, and this is the, you can see the cosmetic couplers and the buffer beam details on the sprues. I assume it's the same for this one. No. So for this one, I assume this is the unit with the sound in. It looks like it's a weight that was just where the, I presume where the speaker was, but essentially it's the same detailing bits in there. So let's move that out of the way. Next, let's have a closer look at the model. So there we go, it's about as close as I can get in. So the Class 108, briefly, built by BR Derby, 1958 to 1961. 333 were built, and they stayed in service till 1990. There are some preserved ones. There is a green one preserved at the Severn Valley. So good for pre-1990 and for sort of preservation modelling. And this one is obviously a BR blue. So as I say, it looks like quite a few of them are in preservation, which is good to see. Usual story, I'm not an expert on Class 108s or indeed any class of loco, so I'll just let you have a good close look and see what you think. Obviously, first thing to say is I would remove the couplings from the front and the back, make it look a lot more realistic. But obviously they're just NEM pockets, they will just pull out, and then you can fit the buffer details. You can see the fine little windscreen wipers, and we can see that there are lights which we'll test shortly, and I presume that's a first class compartment with the yellow stripe above it. Try and get the light to show you the under frame detail. This is a lot lighter than the other unit, so this is not the sort of motor unit, but we can see that by looking all the way through it, because there's definitely nowhere to hide a motor in there. So looks good to me. The glazing is nice and flush to the sides. A lot of fine sort of underframe detail, as I said. So let's have a look at the driving unit. We'll leave that one there, and no first class on this one, but immediately, obviously very similar at the front, but immediately feels a lot heavier. I can't even read what it says on the front. Hopefully once it's blown up on the big screen I'll be able to read the name on the destination board there. So again, similar to the other one in terms of, actually it's not, is it? Yeah, there's a different unit, isn't it, because it's got a completely different underframe detail. As I say, I'm not a 108 expert. And obviously the difference between this one is you can see through there, but you can't see through there, because they have to obviously put a motor in, a speaker in, and the sound chips and so on. But you can't really, if you compare them there, you can't really tell from sort of any kind of normal distance. So it's quite subtly done. Just to have a little spin round. We can see the this is obviously the unit with the engine. Got the exhausts coming out there, whereas we don't on this one. And the door through. Looks good to me. See the little signs on the windows there in the middle, which I presume are no smoking. And just so you can see, out of the box it couples up like that, with that kind of a gap. If you've got nice gentle curves, I'm sure you could probably get it a bit closer with some shorter couplings, but obviously if you need to run it around tight curves, that's not going to work, so that's why they do that. And we can see presumably the loot there with the frosted glass. Looks good. Okay, we're on my old layout, Boddenham Woods. It's got the scenery done, so I think it should show the model off a little bit better than my new layout with no scenery. So, right, first of all, I'll be quiet and let you hear some of the sounds, I think. So, let's start with the main one, and that is engine startup. And it does explain that there's sort of 2 engine units, so let's have a listen to that. So there we are, hopefully the microphone's picking that up nicely, because it sounds pretty good from here. Although I have had to wait until the rain stopped hammering the roof and the neighbour stopped strimming the lawn and the other neighbour's dog stopped barking, but we're, touch wood, we're okay for the moment. So hopefully that's coming through on the video. Let's have a look at some of these sort of static sounds that we can show you. Those are more, I mean, some of the sounds like engine cruise and flange squeal are obviously better done when the train's moving. We've got air tank drain down. So that was the air tank drain down. Let's have a look. Yes, we've got the doors. That's the driver's door, opening and closing. Passenger door slamming. That was the passenger drop light opening, and the passenger door closing, and then the drop light closing. There goes the door and there goes the drop light. We got windscreen wipers. Very good. Let's turn the lights on. I don't think you can see those at the moment. Okay, let's do a guard whistle and show you some of the sounds that apply when it's actually moving. So we've got high-low horns, low-high horns, low horn, we have flange squeal, we have some comedy horns, Beethoven's Fifth, but the last one, and the one before that was Il Clamor Bartat, which is some kind of Yorkshire thing that I don't know about. So I'll try and bring it into a stop in front of the camera so that you can hear the stopping sound effect. As you can see, the low speed running is excellent, judging by that. And if I press stop now, so there we go, little brake squeal effect as it stops. The only sounds that I missed, there are a few more. And that's the driver and the guards signalling to each other. And that was the driver's window. So yeah, there's a few other bits as well. What's this? Handbrake. That's what it sounds like when the handbrake's on. But that was the driver's window closing. And obviously the shutdown. What do you reckon? Sounds fantastic to me. What remains? Let's give it a run. As I say, the slow speed running looks good and it's all nice and smooth. You can't hear the motor over the sounds of the sound chip and speaker, so that's all good. Let's just try it around some tight point work and give it a bit of a run. So I've got to go in maximum speed, no problem over the points. No problem around the tightest curve, and over the point, which is also on a curve. So I think we can safely say she's a pretty good runner. So there we are. What a model. Great runner, looks fantastic, and DCC sound fitted by the manufacturer. Another step forward for N-Gage. Thanks for watching, I'll see you soon.